This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Paul Johnson, the CEO of Power Metal Resources. Hello, Paul. Welcome back in the new year. First of all, Happy New Year to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, Happy New Year to you, Mark. Very good, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Looking forward to seeing what Power Metals can deliver throughout this year. But first of all, I want to really start off and really ask you about active drill programs, because I think some of the times that the feeling I get is people would like to know, when are results going to come out of the ground? Where's the exploration going? Power has a vast portfolio of projects, but I wonder if we can just drill down onto the active drill programs. And from my understanding, if we start with Tarty, because that was recently drilling, was that right? And are you awaiting results there?
Yeah, that's right. We first engaged on Tarty project in Botswana, which is a gold and nickel focused project in 2021. And we did some due diligence work. And we've accelerated, it's the best way to describe it, the exploration program at Tarty with a significant amount of ground-based work in 2021, multiple kilometre scale anomalies, gold, arsenic and nickel. So multiple targets across our project ground, which was a phenomenal outcome and took us by surprise to a degree. And we thought we have to go straight into drilling, which is what we've done. So we finished the program in late 2021, and it's a program of reverse circulation drilling covering just under 1,100 meters across multiple targets. And though the samples from the drilling have gone off to the labs through South Africa, off to Australia, to Intertek, they're at the lab now. So as you can imagine, we're quite excited about getting those results and seeing what we found.
Okay. Have you any idea when you could expect to see them and what they might, or what you hope they will tell you?
Assay labs are interesting at the moment. In different parts of the world, they can be very, very busy. We're hopeful we'll get those results in the next few weeks, but we don't know precisely when. We push as much as we sensibly can to get data back as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. And we don't know until we get the results what they'll tell us. It's one of the wonders of exploration, that when you're going into these fresh targets with a full-on aggressive exploration program followed up by drilling, you're not entirely sure what the outcome will be. It can be a phenomenal outcome, which is why we all do this. What we are absolutely sure of is that we'll get a huge amount of data that we never had before to complement the work that we've done. We've found some really serious anomalies. There's definitely something going on there. We just need to narrow it down through exploration and exploration drilling. We may well get very lucky on the first holes. You never know.
Okay. So moving on then, and a Victoria goldfields. Is it diamond drilling that is going on at the moment?
Yeah, it's diamond drilling. It's happening right now, mm-hmm. And they are doing a phenomenal job. We have a weekly call with them in Victoria to look at what they've been doing, what their next steps are, and they're making some great progress. We've become familiar in the UK market with Victoria and drilling with ECR Minerals, mm-hmm. and in Canada, various listed vehicles have drill programs operational, so the Canadian markets are familiar as well. It's a great part of the world to work and operate in. It is peppered with gold workings, evidence of gold mineralization across all of our licenses, actually, both the granted licenses, which now account for over 1,500 square kilometers of ground, and also the applications that we're waiting for grant. And we're testing a couple of areas, of course, with this initial drill program. It's looking very interesting. And ultimately, as always, it's the assay results that count. And we have samples firing off to the assay labs. We will have, I hope, a string of results to bring out to market to talk about what we're finding from that drill program. And it is a field of dreams, literally, as people found out with Fosterville Mine, and what could happen if you strike it lucky.
Do you get any early indication from a visual inspection or any kind of testing you can do on site before you send them off to the labs?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the type of work that you're doing, the area, the geology, and so on. But in some cases you do, some cases you don't. I've always been a believer with this type of thing, that as much as possible you get the assay information in, if possible, before you start to talk too much about what you're finding.
Okay. But this is the first drill program at Victoria, so again, you could strike lucky, or it remains to be seen to build the picture there.
Look, you can do as many techniques as you want, above surface or at surface, and they're very useful, and you have to do them in many cases with the deep undercover targets. But ultimately, if you don't sink the drill holes, then you don't know. And what we're intent on in 2022 is following up the drilling that was done in 21 with far more extensive drill programs across multiple projects. That's the way you find those major discoveries, whether they be near surface or deep down.
Okay. So announced today is the third active drill program, just starting your inaugural diamond drill program on the Haneti project. So what can you tell us about this?
Oh, this has been one of my passions for years, this project. It's a lot of the data that we're using in this program was collated a long time ago, 10 years ago. Well, maybe not a long time, but certainly wasn't collected yesterday. The potential mineralization and the structures have been known about for quite some time. Now, I could give you a long, laborious explanation as to why it hasn't been drilled previously. And it's taken some time for us to get to it with our joint venture. This project is 35% owned by POW, 65% by Katoro. We joint ventured up with them back in March 19. It's now nearly 3 years down the line, but finally it's being drilled. The system is enormous. The data that we've got is exciting, to say the least. I hate the use of that word in normal parlance or in announcements, but it really is an exciting program. We have the opportunity with 3 drill holes, about 1,000 meters in total, including one deep drill hole, 500 meters or so, to really test what lies beneath the surface here. We've done plenty of preparatory work, both the joint venture and before with Katoro, and then before that with Kibo Mining, that used to own, or now Kibo Energy, that used to own the project. What we do have to do is help shareholders, investors, from a technical perspective on this. It is complex geology, and it needs to be explained more fully so they can see the full extent of what we're going after here. So we'll be producing lots of interesting slides, maps, analysis, charts, and so on, so that people can see why we're getting so excited about Haneti. It is a company transformer any day of the week, with a little bit of good fortune with the drill bit. So it's a major time for us. We're mobilizing now. Mm-hmm. We'll be at site setting up and then drilling this month. As all the expected dates are in the announcement. So results will start to flow pretty quickly. As with the previous drill program at Haneti, which was the RAB program in 2021, there will be as much as we can photos and videos and so on from site, and we'll put those up in our gallery as and when they come in.
Okay, well, I'm sure people can look forward to seeing those images. You've mentioned that you've done a lot of preparatory work in preparation for this drill program. Could you attempt to articulate what it is you're targeting now? Is it a significant anomaly, something that's really catching your eye?
Yeah, I would say pretty dramatic anomalies, to be honest. I've always tried to avoid straying into too much technical geological terminology, Mark, because that's where you get trapped if you're an accountant and go beyond your station. But we're looking for major nickel sulfide, copper PGM deposits. and there will be a flow of information out which explains that in simple terms, because I find personally the technical announcements sometimes can be quite useful, but oftentimes you're left wondering quite what does that term mean and how does it look in an image or a diagram, and that's what we're going to be doing for people. You'll note with the material that we're pulling out through Power, we're increasingly using this visual media to articulate some of the more technical sides to the business, and that will continue.
Okay. So is it fair to say then that 2022 could be a year of expiration for Power Metal Resources? Because, of course, you do have other projects which I believe you are planning to explore on, of course, Ditau, the KCB, and also Walal, which was also, you announced some reconnaissance work to prepare for drilling programs. So would you say there's plenty of exploration to come throughout this year?
Yeah, we're lining up at the moment. You've been through, with Tarty, we completed back end of last year, and we started drilling in Victoria end of last year, and now it's running through into this. We're now just starting Haneti. We've got building drill programs across a number of our projects. There is a possibility, and I would dearly love to see this, that we could be continuously drilling in a project at some point, throughout the course of 2022. So we will be in active exploration period. We are spinning out, of course, some of our project packages, and those project packages will be undertaking their own proactive exploration. And much of that will come after the listing. Some of it will come before, as we've seen with New Ballarat. And we will have active operations across our entire portfolio.
Okay. Well, Paul Johnson, the CEO of Power Metal Resources, thank you very much for your time.
Great. Thank you, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.